this is probably going to be the shortest presentation ever, because I had only like 2-3 hours today to actually create it. Because unfortunately, Sod's Law came in effect in the last 2 weeks and our office internet died. And guess who had to fix it? So I'm Richard. I'm the only the only Puppet module developer in Elastic. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how to manage your different ElasticSearch clusters using Puppet. Any Chef users here? I'm feeling sorry for you. Any Puppet users here? See, much better. I used to be a sysadmin, loved the job until you had to fix a lot of things and things went wrong. Started using Logstash and ElasticSearch, do a lot of logging, but I'm pretty lazy by nature, so I wanted to have a useful way to deploy it automatically, so I started learning Puppet. I've been doing Puppet for about 5 years now, and the ElasticSearch module, for example, is one of the Puppet-approved modules for those that know it. So why do you need to use a configuration management tool? Well, you want to make sure that all your configurations are the same across all machines. You don't want to have any discrepancies or weird cluster names or anything weird happening. Also, when people ask for you to set up a new cluster, you don't want to have that request done for you every moment and have to set all those clusters up by hand. Worst thing ever for an operations guy. If you have a company that does a lot of development for features, they want to have a small ElasticSearch cluster, for example, to test their thing out. You don't want to do that 20 times a day. And it also allows you to mimic your production environment. If you're already managing them with Puppet, you can use the same code to set up a test cluster or development or a QA cluster. And the advantage of using Puppet or Chef, you have automatic documentation of how things are set up and what the configuration is. So you don't have to document that as an extra step. And we try to avoid this. Has anyone ever done this? I hope. Oh boy. Use a configuration management tool, please. It's not too late yet. So it's quite easy if you start with a production cluster. If you don't have that many nodes, you could try to manage it by hand. Hope you don't. But then they want their development cluster. Your developers, hopefully you don't let them work on your production cluster and do all kinds of weird stuff and break it every 5 minutes. So easily, you can start up your development cluster, but in the meantime, we also increased our production cluster. Because we started using it more, it needs to be bigger. Using the same Puppet code, it allows you to set up more nodes without pretty much doing anything. Just add a few nodes, give them the right host name, and you're done. Then we're going to go further. Some developer group needs to develop a certain feature, and they need a small ElasticSearch cluster to make sure that they don't break production, but also not the main development environment. So using the same code again, you're able to very quickly set up a small 3-node cluster, for example. And why use the same Puppet code every time? Because, hey, if you're pretty decent in Puppet, why not write your own stuff around it and you can quickly set up your own cluster? If your operations guys already have all the modules and all the code in place, don't try to reinvent it. It only creates duplication of code, and it doesn't work. You also want to have consistency across your production, your development, your QA, and your other clusters. And using roles and profiles, within Puppet, it's very easy to define, hey, this is a master node, this is a data node. You can easily extend from that point. And you also want to reduce human error. Humans are good in repetitive tasks, but we make mistakes. And we're good at making mistakes. So try to avoid it. But how can you do that? Within Puppet, it's very easy to create roles based on the server type. For example, based on the host name, you know it's a data node or a master node. And it's also important to keep the Puppet code as simple as possible. Keep it, have decent abstractions. And for those that know here, Puppet, you can use Hera to manage your data, actually, instead of using that in the Puppet code. I'm also the author of our official ElasticSearch Puppet module that can be found on Forge or on GitHub. A very small example. In this example, we set up an ElasticSearch node. We set up the repository. We set up Java. We define which repository version we want and which package version. And we also, within Hera, we're able to define the cluster name, because we are not going to have the same cluster name in production as in development. Because if you don't configure that correctly, if you're unlucky, your development nodes will join your production nodes. And then if they destroy something, you'll lose your production data. Not so handy. So this way, it allows you to set up a node, 10 nodes, 20 nodes, 200 nodes extremely quickly. And unfortunately, that was it.